What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. So I'm back from Costa Rica, and today's video I wanted to share with you guys all of the lessons that I had the pleasure of learning in Costa Rica, the easy way, the hard way, because I believe that in life we're constantly being presented situations, people, scenarios, obstacles, challenges to teach us something. And if we are not learning the lessons from those teachings, we will continue to have more obstacles, people, scenarios, situations, challenges to relearn the lesson. And we will continue to have the same one until we actually learn the lesson. So me speaking it to you is gonna help me actually learn the lesson, but also you listening to it, it might save you headache, hassle with future traveling, with life, or maybe you won't have to go through an obstacle to learn the lesson because you already kind of took a little mental note of the lessons I've learned. So let's get into it. Some of these lessons are funny. Some of them you will be able to apply to your life and your future travels and hopefully save you some headaches. And some of them are a little bit more impersonal, more in depth, but you can still apply them for your life. So I wrote them in my journal. I wrote them on my phone as I was going throughout the trip with Allie. So let's get to it. The first one, download stuff before your flight. And you're probably sitting here like, Tots, I upgrade, I pay for Wi-Fi, or my airline's got Wi-Fi. It doesn't matter. I had an airline where they just were like, I'm sorry, the Wi-Fi isn't working. So the podcasts I wanted to listen to, couldn't do it. Movies I wanted to watch, couldn't do it. Their screens weren't working, so I couldn't even watch a movie on theirs. Luckily, I always have a journal and a book, so I was able to keep myself entertained, but at the end of the day, why not have a backup plan? Download a movie, download a show, download a podcast, music, have it as a backup. Promise you'll thank me later on your next trip. Second one, don't step on the damn ants and watch where you're fucking walking. The entire time in Costa Rica, I mean, you guys have seen ants. You see their lines, they're very strategic, they're team-working type of insects. And they were intense in Costa Rica, and unfortunately, I was not watching where I was walking. I thought I stepped over it, didn't, stepped on one, bit my foot. As it bit my foot, I went to go like, whoa, whack it off, and it somehow got on my finger and bit my finger. And these were not like those little fire ants. Like, these were the big black ones. They looked normal. They were fucking painful. They were so painful. It felt like a bee sting. My Airbnb host said they're worse than a helicopter, a scorpion pinch. So watch where you're stepping. Don't step on the ants. And I almost had to relearn this lesson throughout the trip because I wasn't paying attention where I was stepping. So watch where your feet are going. Third lesson, wear the damn bug spray. If you're going to Costa Rica, if you're going to a country like that, wear the damn bug spray. We had to get DEET because, you know, DEET is what makes the insects repel. And I think in the beginning we were just either being lazy, we would forget. I think subconsciously we didn't want to because of, like, you know, the chemicals, because our skin is our biggest organ. Let me tell you, just put on the damn bug spray, put it on in the morning, stand outside, spray it on. You'll feel so much better. You won't be scratching yourself. Just wear the damn bug spray. Fourth lesson that we got to learn many times during our trip was to let go, surrender, knowing, you know, it's all working out for our higher good. So, little story. So we were going to Nasara, which was like an hour and a half south of Tamarindo, which is near where we were staying. And well, we weren't using like our service, so we had to like screenshot the directions. I don't know if you remember the old days, like MapQuest or anything, where we had to like screenshot or print the directions. That's what we did. I read them wrong. We were driving 45 minutes in the wrong direction. We were freaking out. All of us would have freaked out probably, but we just had to let go of the control. We're very structured, routine oriented, do this at 8 a.m., this at 9 a.m., whatever. And we had to learn to just let go and surrender and just go with the flow, knowing it was happening for us. So it is. So we got directions. Thank God I know the language. We found a really cute, like, beachy place to go. We were at the beach. We would like walk the cliffs. It was so good. And then as we're walking away from the beach, I realized, I look at the sign and I'm like, Allie, this is the location we were trying to go to all along. We somehow made it, somehow found it. I don't know, universe, God works in crazy ways. Fast forward a little bit, you know, we went to get food, and then we went to Playa Guiones, which I highly recommend going to. And as we're walking on the beach, Allie looks to her left and she sees her mentor. That she's like, I really wanted to see him. And she sees her fucking mentor that she like looks up to, has done his programs. And it was in that moment we both were like, wow, everything's always happening for us. We just need to surrender, knowing it's happening the way it is. Life is always happening for you. And sometimes we just need to go with the flow and let go of control, because God, universe, has better plans. And if we didn't go in the wrong direction, if we didn't get lost, if we didn't go to that stop, and like whatever it is, all the things we did that were not according to our plan, we wouldn't have bumped into him. And it was a huge moment for us to realize we just need to let go, we need to surrender. And it just made her so happy because like she wanted to see him. It's her mentor, she looks up to him. Pretty fucking cool. So learn to let go of the control, learn to surrender. It's all working out for you. I got another story related to that, but just wait. If you're going to Costa Rica, tap water is okay. They're a very eco-friendly country. They do a lot like filtration system with their water, so save yourself some money and you're good. You don't need to buy the water. Ooh, another lesson. This was a little bit more for Allie, but so in countries like this, like in Central and South America, their sewer systems aren't as strong or good as ours. And you know, in the US, they say like, don't throw tampons, feminine products. Well, in these countries, they also say don't throw the toilet paper there. So just a lesson, throw the toilet paper in the trash or be aware of the signs, because you don't want to clog it. You don't want to cause issues. Don't flush the toilet paper. This is a good one for you guys. So we didn't have like service. We weren't paying the $10 a day to have our phones on. We were just kind of strictly using Wi-Fi, and you know, we got lost. The first story that I just mentioned. But then we learned that Waze continues to kind of navigate and keep the directions even out of surface. The only thing you need to do is you need to search up your location, get the directions, and press start while you're under Wi-Fi. Once you have that, once you leave and you're driving or walking, it will continue to update and show you the directions. So you save money, you don't have to use service, and you don't get lost. So that saved our ass the rest of the trip. And this only works for Waze, not Google Maps. Here's another story for let go, surrender, go with the flow. First lesson, always, 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 especially in Costa Rica and countries like that where the roads aren't paved, they're bumpy, they're rocks. Like you need a 4x4 in Costa Rica. Let me just say that. Always look at your tires before you start driving. Make sure you put air in them too. We were in Monteverde, which is like this middle of nowhere, small town in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the mountains, like high cliff mountains. And we were gonna go zip lining. And it's 7:30 in the morning, or things at 8, and as we're driving, the guy's like, your tire pressure's low. And I'm like, oh, it's okay, like, we'll figure it out at the end, like, we're fine. As we're driving down part of the mountain, it's rocky, Allie's like, something doesn't feel right. So I get out of the car, y'all, the tire was flat, like flat. Like the rim was about to fucking probably get damaged. And we're like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? We're gonna be late, we're gonna miss our zip lining. We don't even know where the gas station is. We don't even know if we can turn around and get back to the hostel. So look for your tires. So story as to how it all works out. We decided to just try to attempt to drive up the little mountain again, get back to the hostel. As we turn around, this car out of nowhere comes out of this little private, like hidden driveway. I know the language, thank God. And I ask him for help. And he's like, you can't drive on that. And I was like, well, what do we do? And he's like, follow me, turn around, come down this middle of nowhere driveway. It's not a driveway. And follow me, I'll put air in it. And it'll get you to, it at least should be able to get you to the only gas station in town. And I was like, okay, God, thank you for like bringing him down. So we're going to the driveway. He has acres on acres of land. There's cows everywhere. The driveway is rocks, like legit, like rocks, like dunes, like just dirt. And I was like, oh my God, we're gonna ruin our rim. But we made it. We got to his house. It was this cute little farm. And I got to hook up to his Wi-Fi. So I was able to push our appointment or zip lining tour an hour after. got air, made it to the gas station. Luckily, it wasn't a big issue. It cost us like $5. And whew, I remember leaving there and I was just like tearing up with gratitude because again, God, universe, whatever it is you choose to believe in is always looking out for you. Life is always happening for you. You have to have faith. You have to have trust. You just have to have that positivity. We could have easily been like freaking out, being negative, being angry, being like our day is ruined. No, we were like, okay, you know what? This is happening for us. How can we best handle it? How can we let go of the control of our routine? We learned that the week prior. How can we have the faith? How can we surrender? And we did. And like that, it was like a 30-minute ordeal. Ziplined, had a blast. Go watch the vlog if you haven't, because it was so much fun. With that all being said, watch out for synchronicities, people, situations. Like it all just plays a role. And sometimes when you can take a look back, you can be like, oh, that's why that happened. Okay. And you can just kind of be like, you just, it's just weird. There's just synchronicities all over the place. Okay. And I don't know what number we're on. Next lesson. So it was my first time staying at a hostel, and they usually have like lockers for you to put your belongings in because we were sharing a room with people. Bring a lock. I didn't have a lock. I didn't know you had to bring your own lock. So next lesson, bring a lock to your hostels. Wear a rash guard when you're surfing. I had so much fun surfing. I wish I had video footage of it. But we had a rash guard that was just like our top, but like with the board in the salt water, like my upper thighs and my knees were just getting like kind of like rug burn feeling. It was kind of like getting a little cut up and the salt water was making it sting. So if you can get a full body rash guard, do it. Or wear like spandex shorts or something, because I couldn't even finish surfing the next day because it hurt too much. So wear a rash guard. Next one. Look up trails before you hike. Whether you're traveling, you're at home, look up the trail. We decided one of her last days that we wanted to go on another trail. And so we did Diria National Park. I don't recommend it. It was in the middle of nowhere. No one was there. There was like a little like, you know, welcome lodge sign. There was no map. There was no trail. As we're walking, oh my God, it was just not a good trail. I literally was like, when was the last time this was maintained? When was the last time this was even walked on? The lessons of the ants. There's ants everywhere. Learned that one. And Allie literally had to walk with a stick in front of her, taking down spider webs every like 2-3 feet. Like it was insane. We saw a snake. It wasn't the best hike. But whereas we're getting to the top and we're like, what are we supposed to see? Like what's the top? What's the end point? And all of a sudden it just like stops. Like the vegetation just took over. A tree fell down. So save yourself time. Save yourself, who knows what you could save yourself from. Look up trails before you hike to see if they're active. And going into that, look up poisonous wildlife and plants. There's a lot of plants around us and some of them look sketchy and we're like, oh my God, we have no idea what's poisonous, or like poison ivy, whatever. We also were like, what is poisonous? Like we saw a snake, we saw spiders. On our trip prior, we saw a venomous snake and a poisonous spider that everybody was like, you get bit, 3 hours later you're dead. So highly recommend looking that up so you can stay safe. Final few lessons. Final lesson, few of them. First of all, here's your reminder to back up your stuff, whether that's photos, cameras, computer, back up your stuff. And then back it up on a second one. So during the trip, my external hard drive crashed, which, you know, I was being due diligent, so I was backing up my stuff. And apparently a true backup isn't a true backup unless you have it backed up on 2 devices, because you never know when one of them can crash. So back up your stuff and back it up again on an external hard drive if it's important for you. Big lesson. And another lesson with that was like, you know how when you plug something into your computer and if you ever have pulled it out without properly ejecting it, it says you did not eject this properly. You could, corrupt or lose all the data on the file. Well, that's actually real. So if you are ever, like if your computer's ever frozen or it's not letting you eject it, just shut down your computer. Just shut it down. Once it's fully shut down, you can unplug it and then it's safe. It's a lesson I learned hours on the phone with support. A few more. You need to make sure you're putting play in your schedule. We are always having tasks of workout, do this like for work, do this for homework, whatever it is you're doing, all these tasks. And meditate, journal, but you need to have stuff to play. And you need to change up your routine. So these are 2 hand in hand. So circulate your energy, do something different, change up your routine. Dress in cute clothes instead of sweats if you work from home. If you have a uniform, and if you have to go to work, wear cute little lingerie underneath. Don't wear under at all. Do something to change it up. Dance around your kitchen, skip to your desk. Do things that change up to, one, shift your energy and incorporate more play. It's going to shift up your routines. You're not going to feel as dull. You're going to just feel some type of like, ooh, I feel good if you're dressed up, or ooh, like I feel good underneath, or like it just shifts your energy and you show up differently. So put play, circulate your energy, change things up, change up your routine so you can show up differently, you can feel good, you can feel refreshed and rejuvenated, and so you can enjoy life and be in joy. Because when you're playing, you're experiencing joy, and then you show up differently. So maybe it's taking a guitar class, or going to a dance class, or dancing around your room or your kitchen, or whatever it is. Incorporate more play. Maybe it's going on a walk, going on a hike, swimming. Do the play. Final 2. Don't sit on the edge of an infinity pool. I'm gonna see if I can put like the little clip here. I was recording myself to try to take a picture, a cute like picture. Yeah, you guys, the infinity pools, like they're rounded. They're called infinity for a reason. I fell off the edge, and the edge was a hill, cliff type of thing. It had cement, like trapping water. God was watching out for me. I didn't get hurt. I didn't fall down the hill. I don't know what happened, but I'm just so lucky. So don't sit on the edge of infinity pools. Final lesson that this whole trip entirely taught me: the importance to take time for yourself. Like just to sit and to be. I don't care if that's sitting on the grass, sitting in your bed, like a weekend alone. You need to take time for yourself. Even if you're just as extroverted as me, you need to take time to yourself. You need to slow down. It allows you to listen. What's going on? Maybe you'll get a download. Maybe you'll get an idea. Maybe you'll get energy back. Like all these things, it helps you reconnect to yourself, reconnect to your soul, reconnect to like what it is you want to be doing. Because sometimes we just get so lost and caught up in the day-to-day, the work, the routines, the hustle. We need to slow down. We need to take time for ourselves to make sure we're nurturing ourselves. And more than like my typical self-care, preaching, meditating things I preach, like take a whole day and don't talk to someone. Take a whole week, take a whole month, but take time for yourself. You're gonna feel refreshed, rejuvenated, recentered, regrounded, whole again. And you deserve those feelings. So those are all the lessons I learned from Costa Rica. Some of them you maybe be able to apply to your next travel tips. Maybe some of them you'll apply and go back up. Maybe some of them was just a good reminder to remind you that life is always happening for us, and to surrender and let go. And just remember, any obstacle you face, any challenge, person, they're here to teach you a lesson. And if you don't learn the lessons, you will continue to repeat very similar ones until you do. So I hope this is a reminder to learn the lessons. I hope this allowed you to learn lessons without headaches, and I hope you enjoyed the lessons I learned the hard way. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.